Welcome to this lab walkthrough. Reflected cross-site scripting in a JavaScript string with angle brackets and double quotes HTML encoded and single quotes escaped. This is a lab on PortSwigger. They are reflected cross-site scripting lab, and this is the lab description. Say the lab contains a reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability in the search query tracking functionality where angle brackets and double are HTML encoded and single quotes are escaped. To solve this lab, perform a cross-site scripting attack that breaks out of the JavaScript string and calls the alert function. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to basically call the alert function. Right now, it says single quotes are escaped, right? So we are going to check how these single quotes are being escaped and how the quotes, how the quote is being escaped and how the brackets are being encoded. Right. So the vulnerability is in the search function. So we can intercept the search function using our probe. Come to our proxy, turn on the intercept, then search. As you can see, you can get this is the search function. So we send it to the repeater now. Turn off this intercept and let's go to the repeater. Okay, so there are a lot of things to check out. We are going to check out how this input is being passed as a string, as a HTML attribute, or as a JavaScript string, right? So let's just search for something. Let's search. Okay, it says the angle brackets are encoded, right? So these are angle brackets. So let's see how it encodes them. When you're trying to see how a web page encodes characters, you use your raw. Like if you're using your browser, you use your raw. If you're using the web page, you can inspect the source code or just click on inspect. Your F12 button will inspect the web page for you. So if I just scroll down to where this input is being filtered, as you can see, we have here, this is the input place. As you can see, script var search term, and this is the angle brackets being encoded. So we can see that the angle brackets are being encoded, and you can see var search term, so that this input is being passed as a JavaScript string. So this, we have gotten two things from here. We know how the angle brackets are being encoded, and we know that the input is being passed as a JavaScript string. So what we can do now is we know the payload to activate the alert function, right? To activate the alert function, we know the payload to use. Okay, and now we want to also know how the single quote is being escaped. So what we can do, we can send a single quote, right, like this, and send. Then we also go down and inspect the single quotes. Right. Okay. As you can see, the search term, the single quote is being escaped using a backslash. That means a backslash is being placed before the single quote. That's how it's being escaped. So now, if we come to our web page and we try the payload for a JavaScript string to activate the alert function, right? To activate the alert on the JavaScript. If you try this payload and we send it right now, you're going to note this. You're going to get this. It's not going to be activated. The alert function won't work. We come back to our browser suite and do this here. Alert. Okay. Let's see. Alert, right? One. Then we comment and we send. Also inspect it down here. Let's inspect it and to see. As you can see, alerts, it's still placing a backslash before the quotes, and in JavaScript, a backslash before the quote is treated as a literal character. So basically, what the server is telling this browser is this is a character string. This is a character. Do not close the string. Right? So how do we work our way around this character encoding? Right? We can do this since the server places a backslash before the quotes. Okay, since yes, before the quote, we can add a backslash to it. Right, let's try to add a backslash to it. All right, if we add a backslash here, add a backslash here, right? Add a backslash here, and we send it. Let's inspect it first. Now you can see this. This we have two backslash now, and still in JavaScript, two backslash is a pair. If you look closely at this payload, okay, if you look closely at this payload, you can see that this has already been treated as a string, and this has been treated as a string. This second quote here has closed the string, and this payload is on its own. Let me make it a bit more clear so that you can see it. Okay, this is already treated as a string. As you can see it, we have the first quote, the two pairs. This one, the first one here, is the one I added. The next one is the one that the server added before the quotes, making these two backslash a pair, which will be used as an escape character. This quote has already closed the string, leaving our payload to be on its own. Right now, you can also see there's another quote here, but this quote is not going to have an effect because I have already used the comment character to comment out the rest. Right, so this is how it works. Right, if you add a backslash to your payload, and the server is escaping single quote with a backslash, and you add a backslash to your payload, you're basically making your backslash and the backslash the server added to the single quote as a pair. So let's try it on the website. Right, we have this already, alert. Let's see if this is going to call the alert function. As you can see, okay, we did it on the repeater, so it automatically solved the lab, but let's still send it. You can see it called the alert function and the lab was solved successfully. So another way you can check it out using your inspect here. On the inspect, I'll just select the area I want to inspect, which is the search here. This is the search. Then I'll come to script. You still see the same thing, and I think here you can see it even better. We have this here. This is treated as a string right now, and this is a standalone. This is the payload executing that the browser. This is the payload that the browser is executing. So adding a backslash before our payload made the backslash the server is adding before the quote a pair, right? Make the backslash the server is adding to our own a pair, and the quotes close that string, leaving our payload to be executed by the browser. As a result of that compromise, the application can still be tricked into breaking out of the intended string context, allowing JavaScript execution despite the filtering in place. So this is just a simple walkthrough on this lab on PortSwigger reflected cross-site scripting into a JavaScript string with angle brackets and double quotes and HTML encoded, with double quotes HTML encoded and single quotes escaped. If you're someone trying to break into web application security, follow CyberForge Red Team. We'll be solving PortSwigger labs one by one. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification bell.